are back here on Carolina Women. We are at the Holistic Wellness Center with our friends Hollie and Tanya and Miss Erin, who is, this is kind of fun, isn't it? We're learning a lot today, whether we want to or not. We've been talking about self-reflection and all kinds of good stuff. Share a little bit more about some of the things that you're doing collaboratively.
So we have, we talked about this before, the thermal imaging here. So we've got a camera, it's actually a heat sensor that can detect and image different areas of the body that may be inflamed or tight, or that where the immune system may be sending healing energy. And so we get these beautiful images, and a doctor, an MD, actually reads the reports and sends us back this really nice report. And then a lot of what we find is dense breast tissue, or TMJ, or tightness in the shoulders. We see a lot of sciatica, and we can see it where in the body we're holding on to tenseness.
And is that is the reason to do that? It's a guide, so I know where and how to be treated?
It's a way to just monitor what's going on with your body, because a lot of times we don't know that something's happening. Our body doesn't complain with symptoms until it's like 80% progressed.
Interesting.
So it's a really good way, and if you do it consistently over time, you get those same images over time. You see the evolution of things that are going on in your system.
Do you all typically design sort of a suggested master plan for people of, now that we see that Erin has tight shoulders, or she holds her stress in her hips because she's a runner, and then you would here's kind of some of the things I would recommend.
Like go get massages immediately.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or some
myofascial release.
Let's talk about myofascial release. What is that?
Yes, what is that?
So those, it's the connective tissue in the body that when it gets tight or inflamed, it's constricting everything. Nerves, blood vessels, muscle tissue. It can cause pain.
Okay.
It can be causing chronic issues. It can also make us feel more anxious or tired and not have as much energy when our system is very tight. But on the imaging, those hot spots would actually be the inflammatory areas or the connective tissue that is inflamed. And we can assume, which is probably the case, that it's also the area that's tight in the body.
So that's how you do that kind of assessment. Okay.
So the myofascial release is I'm applying gentle pressure in that area to soften that tissue. And after about 2 to 3 minutes, the body releases a natural anti-inflammatory hormone called interleukin-8 that will decrease the inflammation in the area, soften the tissue so that there's more lymph flow, blood flow, and the tissues are working.
So is it a form of massage?
Yeah, I was going to say what I hear is
it's like I'm applying pressure in different areas, but I'm not like sliding and gliding on the surface. I'm sinking down into your body. And the more I'm there and the longer I sink, I'm going deeper into your body. So it's massage work, but without oils.
Interesting.
So using my hands, my elbow, whatever it may be. Yeah.
Are you typically on a specific, not to use you as the
the
model here, but are you specifically focusing on one area of the body?
So I would be focusing on the areas that are showing to be the most tight based on my visual postural assessment on you. So if someone has like rounded shoulders, we can assume that this area is going to be tight. So I would focus on opening that up. If someone has TMJ, I would be actually working in their mouth to release some of the tightness in the mouth to help with their TMJ in their neck. And then typically with TMJ, for example, there's pelvis stuff going on too. So I'd probably be working down on the pelvis area.
Completely random question. Do you do soft palate work to stimulate the vagus nerve?
Yeah, I'll do different cranial techniques. So I'll work in the mouth, on the upper palate, and on different cranial bones.
Look, she's like,
wow, that is what, no, it's just so interesting.
Oh, it's really, I was just curious about that because I hear more and more research that as a way to kind of settle yourself down and get the parasympathetic to go ahead and...
Sometimes people, when their jaw is so tight, their upper palate, it's two bones that come together. You can feel that line. So some people's upper palate, instead of it being this way, it's actually down like this.
Oh, interesting.
Or it's way, way up because the jaw is compressing in and pushing all of that, pulling it up into the head.
So is it physiological or is it something that people, is it stress related? I mean, I always thought, maybe I don't know a lot about TMJ, but I thought it was more like a stress type of
It can be that you're
response.
grinding, or clenching, but honestly, this starts back when we're born.
Really?
The trauma of childbirth. So a lot of the way the head is torqued, the compression of the cranium, and if it's not addressed as a young infant, it just progresses over time.
To adulthood.
Probably 95% of the thermal imaging reports we get back, we see TMJ.
Oh, do you really?
Very
And that's like sleep disruptive, isn't it? Like people wake with that?
Yeah.
And
Or
do
my
you
husband
find-
wakes me with that because I
does
hear it.
Oh, yes.
We could sit here and talk forever, and I know we're out of time, but
Yes.
thank you, as always. Stay with us. There's going to be more to come. Stay with us on Carolina Women.